on YouTube, bitches!
That's it? We're done?
That's it.
Okay.
Welcome to Mass Moviecide, the epic journey of a couple of film junkies and the movies they watch. This is episode 102 for those of you following along.
Yay.
I am B. I'm joined by Jay. Jay, introduce yourself to the legions of adoring fans that you have out there.
Hi, I'm Jay.
And you are joining us as we podcast our conquest through time and space, film and screen to observe and discuss every movie we can get our dirty little mitts on. Each week we take one or two movies, we watch them, we talk about them, we spit out some trivia, and then we move on to the next one like Leatherface in a sorority house. Ooh. This week we are taking a look at two horror flicks. First up, we're taking a look at the horror classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper, starring Marilyn Burns, Paul Partain, and Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. Then we're taking a look at Texas Chainsaw 3... Fancy, eh? Texas Chainsaw 3D, directed by John Lucenhop, and starring Alexandra Daddario, Trey Songz, Paul Ray, Dan Yeager as Leatherface. Lots of fun. We're podcasting to you here from Crazy Schnoodle Studios in beautiful West Orange, New Jersey. If you want to get in touch with us, you can contact us via our Twitter, which is Mass Moviecide. Twitter at Mass. Right. I'm not good at this.
What's going on?
How do you say the Twitter feed? The Twitter address?
You say at Mass Moviecide.
Twitter at Mass Moviecide on Twitter. Yeah.
Would you forget how to fucking do this?
Kinda. You can find us on Facebook. Just do a search for Mass Moviecide. And you can email us, massmoviecide@gmail.com. Those are ways to get in touch with us. We're also on YouTube now.
Yay!
Lots of fun there. We're trying out this. We're trying this out. Okay. I mean, this may go well. This may be ridiculous. I mean, it'll be ridiculous.
Right.
No matter what, it's going to be ridiculous. But for those of you meeting us for the first time out there on YouTube, you can get our podcast that's been going for 2 years strong by searching iTunes for Mass Moviecide, or go to our website, massmoviecide.com. All that, of course, will be in the sidebar down below, however that fucking works. All right?
I don't even know how YouTube works at all.
Oh, I love you. I'm like a junkie.
Oh, really?
I'm like
Good.
a YouTube junkie. I'm the guy that, like, in the middle of the night, I'll be like, what happened on, The View today? And I'll be like, The View, right? And I'll be like, Whoopi said this, and that girl with the legs said this, right? And then it'll be like, oh, look in the sidebar, thing about this, and I'll look at that, and like 3 hours go by, and I'm watching snakes eat chickens. You know what I mean? I don't like. It's just you just kind of wander, and hopefully somebody will just kind of wander along to us and stick around maybe for a little while. Who knows?
Cool.
If you're looking for something a little bit different, something a little more exotic, something a little more European, something a little bit more Scottish, you can check out our Scottish cousins at Mass Moviecide UK. So Mass Moviecide UK.
I love how the accent now just waves in and out.
Oh, whatever. Mass Moviecide UK. They've got some interesting shit happening this weekend too.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's we're recording on Saturday. It's mañana, I believe.
Tomorrow they can do it?
Yeah.
That's fun.
I'm not going to say what it is because you never know.
It's not our job.
It's not our job.
Right.
Their job is way cooler than ours right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. Again, I'll say the same clue I did last week. Get your copies of Troll 2 ready and head on over to Mass Moviecide UK. So should we get started with our movies for the week? Let me turn on the old iPad. Hey, check out my iPad. It's an iPad. Look, it's me on the iPad.
It's going to get so annoying.
Oh gosh, where is it?
Where's your card?
It's over here, but I'd rather use this.
Use the card.
This is more fun.
All right.
It's technology. I have it. I'm fucking using it.
All right.
Its Christmas magic hasn't worn off yet.
I see. Give it another week or two.
We are watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
2 words.
We are watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper and starring Marilyn Burns, Alan Danziger, Paul A. Partain, William Vale, Terry McQuinn, more importantly, Edwin Neal, Jim Sido, and Gunnar Hansen as the infamous Leatherface. Infamous. Absolutely.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be infamous?
I do not.
You got a problem with that?
No. I agree completely.
Mass Moviecide brought to you by Monster Energy Drink.
No, it's not.
For me, it is.
All right. You want to dive in?
Sure. Hey, Jay, what was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre all about.
You're gonna say it that way every time. It's
Say
gonna
what? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. See how annoying that is?
No.
It was about a group of kids who end up at a crazy family's farmhouse, and they have their dim-witted, leather-faced son who goes around killing people.
Leather-faced boy of
Yeah.
theirs.
Hijinks
just a
ensue,
boy.
and only one person is happy at the end.
Happy is a strong word.
Well, she's content she's not fucking
Relieved.
dead.
Okay, that's true.
I would be pretty happy.
You know what I fucking skipped?
What did you skip?
The spoiler alert.
Oh, you jerk.
I totally skipped the spoiler
Now
alert.
everybody who didn't see the movie
Is like, fuck.
I'm going to go back.
All right. If you haven't seen these movies, I gotta do it. I
Yeah,
gotta
go
do it.
ahead.
It's their first fucking time seeing us.
That's true. You ruined it.
Oh, we do this every... Okay. If you haven't seen these movies yet, first of all, climb out from under the rock.
Well, no.
You were under a rock then, weren't you? Because
Who?
you had never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Sure
had
I
you?
had.
Oh, you had?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. If
But
you haven't
but
seen...
this is important because we're watching. This is the first week for the current new thing.
Oh, we should mention that.
Correct.
We
So-
are watching Texas Chainsaw 3D, which is still in theaters as
we
of this
speak.
recording.
Yes.
So just be aware, we are going to spoil these movies.
Yeah, that one's gonna be second.
Yes.
And really, you might be doing yourself a favor by just listening and not going.
Hey, don't tell me what you thought of it yet.
Okay.
So in order to really drive home the idea that you don't want these movies spoiled, we're going to sound the Stieg from Norway spoiler alert system. What button does he push for that to happen? This one that you can't see.
It's awesome.
It's an awesome spoiler alert.
Awesome.
It's playing through these speakers right now.
Is
promise.
that gonna be?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
We're winging it. Shit.
Okay.
I don't know how this works.
All right. Good.
Please, I'll figure it out later.
Excellent.
I'll be up at 2 a.m. like I gotta get the spoiler alert into the thing.
Good.
So let's get back on track
Yeah.
here. Stop derailing
Sorry.
the
I'll try not
podcast
to.
here. Ruining the show.
So she's happy that she's not dead.
Oh, yes.
That's where we were.
Very good.
Okay.
Texas Chainsaw. Uno.
I had seen this before.
Good. You had seen this before.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you didn't.
It's been a while though. It's been a long time.
What did you think of it?
I like it.
You like it?
It's it's not my favorite of the slashers. Honestly, this is a little dated. I think it felt a little sluggish for the first half.
I don't think you can deny that it's dated.
Right. The bell bottoms is really, it's tough to get over the bell bottoms.
Yeah, right. But no more than any other slasher.
No, I mean, right. I also feel like, but this one felt very sluggish for the first half. Like, you meet the hitchhiker, and that's kind of interesting, and then, like, they explore for a little while, and that's not so interesting. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Really?
See, here's the thing. This movie is very quick, too. This movie is only about
It
an
is
hour
fast.
and 20, including credits.
Yes.
So it's the type of thing you can, like, watch getting ready for work,
But I had seen the remake more recently than I'd seen this one. So it was
Okay.
nice to go back and watch this one again.
I haven't seen the remake in a long time.
Yeah, I think I saw the remake when it first came out.
Yeah, now the remake, a lot of people don't like.
alright.
I remember liking it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's been so long since I watched it that I don't know whether it would hold true now. It's been years.
Right.
It's been about 7 years since I watched the remake.
To be honest, I probably we'll talk about it later, but I mean, it's to me, it's on kind of on par with the 3D one.
Okay.
So we'll get there later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
That's okay. We'll talk about it. We'll get to that
But
when we get to the 3D.
What was the last time you saw this one?
This one I
Yeah.
have it on DVD.
Oh, okay.
Which means I've watched it within the last 2 years.
Okay.
This movie's so good, and this is it's funny.
good.
So good.
Okay.
So good. Oh my God, it's so good.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Go get Grandpa. Yeah. No. Look what you did to the door. Oh, it's fucking great. I love this movie.
Okay.
It's Leatherface.
Sure.
It's Leatherface. My New Year's resolution is to grow a foot taller.
Yes.
So that I can be Leatherface for next Christmas.
Okay.
Not Halloween.
Why Christmas?
Just because
Christmas.
Christmas.
You own a chainsaw?
it would be more fun. No, unfortunately.
Doesn't work for well then.
I wished I did this morning because I had an idea.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll just stop there.
Good idea.
Uh,
But to be honest, the chainsaw is only used once.
yeah, one guy.
The guy in the wheelchair, right? It's the
Mhm,
only one,
Franklin.
and then he cuts himself.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everybody else is just.
And then,
bludgeoning him.
and then, of course, the dance at the end, the chainsaw, like.
What? Because he's so angry.
Yeah, well, he's freaking. I love that. That's a great. That's
Really?
like a timeless scene right
Really?
there. Yeah,
Okay.
with him swinging around that chainsaw.
Sure.
This movie has a few like horror montage moments. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
you always see.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also mention this is I listened to our to our Halloween
I was thinking
Child's
about
Play
this
episode
I
just
knew you
to
were
see
going to call me out on this.
just to see if I said anything, and I brought up Texas Chainsaw,
And I shot you right down.
but I didn't know.
Oh,
Not
really?
I,
Oh, okay.
I brought it up, but I didn't argue with you. Because on the Halloween episode, you were very like, this is the one that did it all.
Right.
This is the slasher.
I know I did.
And this predates Halloween by
It
like
does.
7 years.
No, it's only 3.
This is 74.
The other one's 78, 77.
Okay, so like 4 years, 3
Yeah.
or 4 years. Still, Leatherface is the original.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, you're probably right.
I am right.
Right, I mean...
Yeah. And that's just it. And that's why I was listening to that episode and just like screaming at myself. Because I talk about Texas Chainsaw. I bring it up and I'm talking about it.
Right.
And I never stop and go like, wait a minute, which one came first?
Yeah.
You know?
Because I think we've had the conversation. I think I just squashed it even before we started
Maybe.
recording.
Who knows?
But I remember like squashing it and being like, oh, maybe I was wrong now that I saw the years and all that stuff.
But this is the granddaddy of, other than maybe Psycho.
Can
Again,
I just want to clarify something for everybody.
Sure, clarify away.
This is not a true story.
No.
Not
by any means.
No.
But this is like...
There are people who will like, I want to go to Texas and see where this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're idiots.
Yeah. Well, it's based, as everything else is, on Ed Gein.
Correct.
Everything's based on Ed Gein because it's pretty fucked up.
Right.
It's cannibalism and skins. And
right.
all
Well,
that kind of stuff.
again, it's the idea of wearing like a skin mask, and that idea is still around. It's the same with Buffalo Bill.
Right.
And so was Norman Bates.
Sure.
Was also
obviously
taken from him as well. But that's the only bit of truth that comes from this. But for years, even to this day, people are just like, "Oh, it definitely happened. It's based on a true story."
I think part of that has to do with just how well this movie is done,
and it's also the beginning makes it like really like, "Hey, this is real."
Right.
Like they're very like, "This is it."
It's a very prophetic pre-Blair Witchy thing. You know, I mean, the Blair Witch part, the only other movie that really did that well. Like, really, like,
Absolutely.
I remember
people,
being in,
right.
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
being in, like, 7th, 8th grade and just being like, wait, this is, like, real footage?
Yeah.
Like, really? This is, like, real footage? Like, they can do this? The family's not upset? And, like, it was amazing the way the Sci-Fi Channel, like, helped that along. It was like, yes, the family is upset. Here they are to interview, you know? And, like, there's, like, this family of actors just like, yes, we're upset, you know?
Right.
So all this needed was just those opening, and again, this is back in the day before the internet, before the crazy attention, before there were millions of podcasts about movies and shit like that. There's no TMZ, there's none of that crap, no E-Weekly. So all they needed was a title card with like the stories that you're about to see.
Right, and the serious guy saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm. John Larroquette.
Yes.
Night Court.
Yes.
You know? The villain from Richie Rich. I think that's how time will remember him.
I think so too.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's how I remember him.
Yeah, hey.
But yeah, so it's not true.
No, not at all. It's based loosely on it's inspired by
But it's
Ed
also,
Gein.
I mean, and to me what makes a movie scariest, what horror movies scariest, is their realism. And this movie is pretty much as real as it gets.
Yeah.
Nothing... Leatherface is... It's not like we had the conversation about Michael Myers.
And by the time it gets unrealistic, you're in.
But
you're so in.
I mean, it never really gets unrealistic, does it? Where? Go ahead.
Grandpa.
Okay, that's all. I mean, it's a stretch, but it's not impossible.
I guess that's true.
You know, it's not like Freddy Krueger who hunts you in your dreams.
Right, yeah.
Or, Jason who's been stabbed in the eye 7 times in 8 different movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But so this movie has, but I don't know if I felt scared. I don't know if I ever was really like scared of this movie. And I think it's just because it feels old.
When did you watch it? Did you watch it like with friends? Did you watch it like by yourself at night?
This
viewing,
time,
yeah.
I watched this morning.
Yeah. See, that's your problem.
Why?
You gotta I don't know, with a horror movie, yeah, you kind of do. I think that
but see, I can watch a movie that's scary without setting the mood and still scare the shit
sure, absolutely. But I think like these, and again,
like I got to give it a little extra edge.
Yeah, because you've seen it before, and because we've kind of evolved from this.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Not to take anything away from Texas Chainsaw, but we have kind of evolved from it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think that you need to give it a certain. You need to be in a certain mindset to really get the sheer terror, especially if you've seen it before.
Okay.
You know? But I mean, this is a disturbing fucking movie.
It's disturbing for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I ever feel like I was never afraid. I never like jumped. I was never
Right.
I never had
Like,
to be
I'll put it to you this way. The
Okay.
other day, I woke up in the middle of the night just because I couldn't sleep.
okay.
Right? And just with Texas Chainsaw on my mind, because we were getting ready for the podcast
Yeah.
or whatever, I was like, you know what? I haven't watched the second movie in a long time. So I'm up at 4 in the morning,
Okay.
and I pop in Texas Chainsaw 2. Now, Texas Chainsaw 2 is like horror comedy.
Right.
It's more like comedy / horror. Like the horror is second.
Dennis Hopper,
also so fucking awesome in there. Yeah, it's much sillier and over the top and cartoonish,
Sure.
and it's done like, whereas with this one, like there are moments that are done for like sort of kind of disturbing comedic like twist, like at times, and even that's arguable.
Sure.
With the second movie, it's very comedic, and the horror is kind of just this. It's just like on the side.
Okay.
By the time it was over, I needed my dogs to protect me from
Really?
like I had to go get my laundry out of the laundry room. And it's like, well, what if Leatherface is in there?
All right.
You know, like he might be in there waiting, and like, and it's stupid and silly, and I wasn't I mean, I got my laundry, like I'm here, you know, but I there was that like thing in the back of my mind. I was like, I don't want to get up, you know what I mean? I don't want to stand right now. You know, so I mean that kind of stuff. I think you need to be in a certain mindset to really drink in the fear,
the terror.
Yeah, the terror. Exactly.
I want to talk a little about Leatherface.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's.
Leatherface. In this movie, they call him simple, you know, like, but they don't really define exactly what's wrong with him.
No.
But if you, I mean, did he get taught to kill like this, or did he just decide?
I don't know. You've got to, like, it's weird.
The family's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there's like the whole mythos behind the family. They worked for the slaughterhouse. And like you meet a couple of people in the beginning too that are in the surrounding area, and they're all like these displaced slaughterhouse workers. That now technology, they've got the No Country for Old Men gun now, and like so you don't need the guys to hit the cow with a hammer and stuff. Right. So like, and I love the fact that Franklin like just describes Javier Bardem's gun. Like he's just like, it's got a bolt in it, it shoots out, comes back in. You know, and Tommy Lee Jones chases you around. So that was kind of cool. But like, you've got this family that's has like this legacy of killing. Right. You know, and now they can't kill the cows anymore. So like, well,
I mean, that's a good point. If the kid was raised in a household where there was just blood and
just meat. He's just all about meat. It's all.
I mean, every room is filled with bone art and filled with bones.
And that's also part of the wonder of this, like the art of this movie. Right. Is all like the body part furniture, the skeleton,
the armchair with arms,
and like the lamp over the table with the mask on it, and you know, like all that kind of shit. Even the opening shot. You hear the opening shot is the radio, the newscaster saying that graves have been dug up, and like the bodies are being like positioned into artwork. And like they show you
some of them are missing hands, some of them are missing this. Yes.
And they show you like the two corpses on a tombstone, like embraced, you know, and that's the first thing you see.
I guess it's a good point. So like they've taken the idea of murder and turned it into something almost what they consider beautiful, almost.
Right,
art.
Exactly. Yeah, it's this weird, like,
interesting.
And that's part of what I love about the movie. It's just a macabre artwork.
Does Leatherface feel remorse? Do you think there's anything inside of it?
No.
So there's a scene in particular.
He's just go.
But there's a scene. At one point, I can't remember when. I think it's after he's killed everybody but the wheelchair and the main girl. Okay. And he like
Sally and Franklin.
And he sits in a chair, and he like looks out the window for a second, and there's almost this like
a lot of people bring that up, and then
he smiles and gets all excited again. Is that a moment of remorse or a moment of like?
I actually watched an interview with Gunnar Hansen.
Okay.
Where it was a Q&A. And somebody asked that question: is Leatherface remorseful at that moment? Those are the exact words. Okay. And his response is, no. He's thinking, where are these people coming from? Really? That he said that's what's going through his head. Really? Where the hell are all these people coming from?
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and that's cool that you brought that up because I watched it this morning, and that's exactly what they said. That's exactly what he said.
Wow. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Because for most of the movie, he is kind of go.
Yeah, and the only time he kind of shrinks is around his brothers. You know, the hitchhiker and the proprietor. They call him the old man.
And it's just this fascinating idea that he's so submissive to this specific group of people that everybody else will smash the shit out with hammers. And
it's a family film. Yeah, and it's a family film. Exactly, it's all about family. The familia. The family unit.
Normally, I don't notice
Two kids and a dog.
cinematography. You're ridiculous.
Sorry.
Normally, I don't notice cinematography, but there was this really cool the flashing between like the eyeballs and like the at the dinner scene towards the end. Like it was just it made me feel uncomfortable. Like that was very cool. I liked that a lot. Where like
that dinner
flashing
scene is
her
great.
Eyeballs and like back, and then the craziness going on with the family.
Yeah, the dinner scene is great because that's where they start to push you over the edge.
Correct.
Up until that point, it's been chase, kill, and you can believe it, and it's creepy.
And you also
scary.
have that moment of where she finds that guy, and you're like, finally,
right?
somebody.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Yes.
With the proprietor, we later find out his name is Drayton Sawyer. I don't think we find out till the second one though. But whatever. Jim Saito.
But the guy who's like, oh, I'll go check it out, and then it comes back with
a broom, and he's just like, fucking get in a bag.
I was like, what
stupid boys, let you go.
I like that a lot. That was a good moment. Again, having seen it before, the effect was lost, but the first time.
Also, you mentioned the cinematography. The cinematography of this movie is fantastic. Yeah. When you consider the shoestring budget they were on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is like the indie film of indie films. And then you consider just, his cinematographer was like a documentary expert and stuff like that. And I mean, they've got these shots. They've got this dolly shot following the one girl to the house, the one that gets the hook.
Yes.
And following, like looking like with her up here in the house, and it's a great shot. You've got my favorite shot in the whole movie is the first time you see Leatherface. The one guy goes inside. He's like, "Hello, anybody in here?" And he hears like noises, and he walks up to that back door, and Leatherface just comes out, and pop, gets him right in the head, right, knocks him down, shakes a lot, and he kind of drags him off. My favorite moment in the whole movie, the door slam. Yes. That fucking door just door slam. And it's like it gets real. It gets real pretty quick. It's mind blowing. Yeah. I love that shot. Far away, look at that door.
I also love they showed Leatherface somewhere. Like there wasn't ever like it wasn't ever like a tease or a hint. There was a hand that came out of somewhere and whacked somebody.
Right. No, he just comes out and you just see him like whoa,
and angry and pissed.
Yeah.
And even probably after the girl follows the guy in, the first guy, you get to see a good view of his face, and like it's not like it's the slamming of the door was like a distant shot.
Right.
So you get good detail of him, but 10 minutes after that, you get really nice detail of what he looks like, what the mask was like.
And she's hanging on the hook while he's like doing stuff, and he's like gonna cut the leg off. Oh,
and then the ice chest that she pops out of briefly.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, the meat hook is probably the most fucked up to me of everything.
It gets in your head.
Yeah.
It just gets in your head.
You can see her struggling and moving around. And what's funny, fucking alive in the box.
Yep. And what's funny about that shot is that it's by today's standards, it's like a terrible jump cut. You know what I mean? It's like by today's standards, the way it's shot, he picks her up and he's gonna do it, and then there's a jump cut. There's an edit. Right there where he like drops her on it, right? And she is hanging there, like she's suspended on a thing. Right. You know what I mean? But like they cut away. They basically cut away. Right. And it's kind of sloppily done. Okay. What we got? Crazy Schnoodles? Yes. Anyway, they're all right. There's this kind of sloppy jump cut by today's standards. Right. You're watching this movie and it totally works. Yeah, absolutely. Totally works. You totally buy it.
There was never a point, which is now I think that's surprising. There was never a point where I really that looks fake. Like I never really went like that looks phony or fake. Like it was edited very well, and the effects were very good, even on the cheap budget that they had to work with. Sure. It was great. What else?
What do you got?
I like when they walk through the cars. I've never really noticed it before, but they're camouflaged, like they're hidden underneath like a canopy, so that somebody who in a helicopter who would fly over wouldn't see it. Oh. Only reason I know that is because I happened to catch that Moonshiner show on Discovery, and they did the same thing. But it was just nice. So to me, it was just like one more thing to kind of get the point across that this is not the first time this has happened. They're hiding cars underneath that little canopy of theirs and stuff.
I just look at my notes. What do you think of Franklin?
I mean,
I've heard Franklin referred to as the Jar Jar Binks of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can
absolutely. He was obnoxious and stupid and.
Come on, Franklin, it's gonna be a fun trip.
Yeah. Yes, and there's that weird. I wouldn't mind if he was a little eccentric.
Sure.
Because he's in wheelchairs, but that kind
Right.
of fucks him up a little. But he's wackadoodle.
Oh yeah.
You know.
There's that. Well,
And then when they're fighting for the flashlight, and
Yeah.
he's like, "What if they come back?" And she's like, "Well, just fucking stay then. I'll
Yeah.
go. You stay."
It's funny in the same interview where I heard
Yeah.
Gunnar Hansen say, Marilyn Burns is there, and
She was Sally.
yeah,
Okay.
and the topic of Franklin comes up. I think they were asked like, was it hard to push him around on the wheelchair?
Okay.
She was like, yes, not only because of the weight difference, but apparently this guy Paul Partain,
Yeah.
who played Franklin, according to her, he was a total pain in the ass.
Really?
Like the Franklin you see on screen
It's
was the
him.
Franklin they had to deal with. Because
Exhausting.
in his mind he was like a method actor, and so
Oh,
he like
really?
became like he thought he was Daniel Day-Lewis, and he just became this obnoxious little shit.
Oh, wow.
Like to the point where he wouldn't get out of his chair to get something.
Really?
Like the cameras aren't rolling, and it's like, can you hand me a Dr. Pepper, please? Like
That's
that kind of
awesome.
shit. And she said she since then doing Q&As and conventions, that kind of shit, she's always said like he was an absolute pain in the ass. And then she met up with him for the first time in like 25 years.
Yeah, he was super decent,
and he was
right?
super nice.
I read that. Yeah.
And
yeah,
she was like, so like the Paul Partain is a really nice guy, but Franklin deserved to die. So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, he's like, you cheer when Leatherface gets him. You're
Right.
totally like, fucking die,
Yeah.
wheelchair boy.
I do have one more thing.
All right.
Does this ending at all feel anticlimactic to you?
No.
You don't think that her just
No.
driving away?
Love
that-
it.
Really?
It's fine.
Okay.
Because it's like, it adds that like realistic
that's
documentary
true.
feeling.
Okay.
And like the guy that gets out of the truck, the guy with like the fro.
Yeah, he
and
fucking
he's-
just run like.
yeah, with the wrench.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a fucking 18-wheeler. Drive, motherfucker. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
That's what, like they closed the door and he couldn't get the saw.
Yeah, and
and
he
instead of
just-
just starting the truck back
And
up
going,
and going.
he gets out, and they like
Yeah.
run around and
Yeah.
do a little Benny Hill
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say.
You know?
Good. All right, but I don't. I think I agree with you. I was just curious because I could see how someone could be like, "Well, that's it. That's where it ends." 'Cause
Right.
There's no satisfaction with Leatherface. Typically,
I can't get no satisfaction.
like typically in these type of movies, you get the ending where either he's dead or everybody feels
Right,
very
something happens.
safe.
No, not all the bad guys live. The hitchhiker gets it.
Yeah.
But,
Fuck him.
yeah, but fuck him. He comes back in the second one, too.
Does he?
As a corpse.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun.
It's the second one is fun.
You ever see the third
That's
one?
just it. No, I've only ever seen 1 and 2.
Mhm.
I've never seen 3, 4, and I think there was a 5.
5? I didn't even know there was a 4.
Oh, there's 4. 4 is like the introduction of Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger to the world.
No, 2 has Matthew McConaughey.
No, it does not.
Really?
No, 4
Oh.
has Matthew
Are
McConaughey.
you sure?
I just fucking watched 2
I know you did.
yesterday.
I'm gonna look it up.
You're a dick.
I'm sorry.
You're such a douchebag. I'm telling you right now. Matthew McConaughey's in 4. 4.
I think you're
Fucking
wrong.
4.
I would wager you're incorrect.
4.
Hold on.
Entire show to
All right.
call up somebody and find out. Yeah.
I guess I was
Take a
wrong.
look. Yeah, no, I guess you were wrong, right? Did you just look it up?
I did.
And Matthew McConaughey is in which movie? Which sequel?
Oh, the Next Generation.
Oh.
Which is 4? I thought Next Generation was 2.
Nope.
Okay, that was my
2
mistake.
is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 2.
Okay, give me a break. I just
No,
wasn't
no.
sure. I don't want to give false information.
Oh, I'm not giving you a fault. I'm telling you right now that it's 2.
I could have sworn.
No,
He
well, you
was
were
in
wrong.
2.
Have you ever seen 2?
No.
Then shut up. I've seen 2. I watched it this
I
week.
know, but I'm sorry. I just had to double check. What happens if we didn't double check and you were wrong? Then who looks stupid?
Because I would have been wrong. I watched it yesterday.
All right, moving on. Jerk.
Me?
Yes.
You're a jerk. Are we going to do a little AA?
Is that where we are?
Is that where we are?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you have another thing you want?
No,
Brad?
I don't.
Let's do a little AA. AA is the part of the show where we talk about any Academy Awards our movies may or may not have one nominated
You
for.
could have done
that
this
kind of
while I was looking up.
I guess I could have, but you kind of stopped the whole show there.
But I was like, I'm looking up, and you could have been like, hey, I'll do this
I
now.
guess so, but you kind of pissed me off with your like, I just don't believe you because you're
didn't.
Brendan. Let's not listen to anything Brendan has to
No,
say.
I don't.
So A is the part of the show where we discuss any awards, etc., that our movies may have been nominated for, won, etc. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, no Oscar love, of course.
Really?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. But in 1976, according to IMDb, it did win a Critics Award at the Avoriaz Fantastic Film Festival. I don't know where Avoriaz or Avoriaz is, or who, or what, or whatever. But anyway, Toby Hooper did get that award in 1976, so that's a lot of fun. Hey, Jay, on Rotten Tomatoes, what do you think the audience thinks? You like that? You like that?
Audience.
Audience.
I don't think it's that high because kids are stupid.
Kids are stupid.
72.
Ooh, you're close.
78.
Ooh, right on!
Really? All right, good.
Oh, it took 2. 78%. What do you think the critics think? Tomatometer.
It's probably higher.
A little bit. Oh, a lot of it.
89. 92? 91.
91! Yes, we got it. Very good. You got any trivia for us?
Yes. When this film was first released, people thought it was so vile and disgusting that they actually walked out. This had the most walkouts of any movie in like 20 years or something. The human skeleton in the house towards the end of the movie, is a real human skeleton. Yeah, because it was less expensive to buy a skeleton from India than it was to purchase a plastic one. Pretty cool that is fascinating. Gunnar Hansen, who plays Leatherface, he to figure out how to play kind of a mentally handicapped person, he went to a school for like 2 weeks and just watched the interaction with the kids and how they kind of acted around everything. So he did his best to replicate those mannerisms and stuff, and the grunts are similar. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else is really worthwhile.
All right, cool. That's one thing when you bring up that kind of stuff. It's funny how this movie is a psychological thriller. There's not a lot of gore. There's a lot of violence. But there's not a lot of blood. There's not a lot of gore because they were going for a PG rating.
I was going to say PG, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Right.
I mean, again, there's a time before PG-13 exists.
Correct.
But still, no way. I mean, there's no cursing. There's no nudity. That's for a reason. There's no blood.
Right.
There's very little blood.
He tried to edit it, so that's why there's those weird jump cuts and stuff like that. He tried to make it, and no matter what he did, he couldn't.
It wasn't going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
There is almost no blood in this movie.
Right.
That is a good point.
Yeah. Pretty wild stuff.
All right.
Lists?
Sure.
I'll go first. So every week we take a look at our lists. We have a list going every movie that we review for the podcast.
Correct.
We add our next movie into it, and we kind of figure out where it ends up
list
based on rewatchability. So for me, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to land at number 59.
Holy shit!
50 fucking 9.
Really?
Love it. And it's appropriate in its positioning, I think. It's coming just after, it's usurping Apocalypse Now to number 60, and coming in just after George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
Wow. Thank you. 59?
59.
That's fucking high.
That is high. It's because I'm excited about it right now.
Right.
That tends to be what happens.
In like a week, I'll be like,
I'll be like, I should be like 134.
Mine is 120.
Okay.
And it's just below Titanic, and just above Night of the Living Dead.
All right. Nice. I like it.
Good.
Night of just after Night of the Living Dead?
It's just above it.
Just above it.
Yeah, I'd rather watch this again than
Night of the Living Dead. All right. I'll allow it.
Thanks.
We moving on?
Yeah.
Moving on. We're moving on now to Texas Chainsaw 3D, directed by John Lusenhoff, starring Alexandra Daddario, Dan Yeager as Leatherface. Trade, who fucking cares? Jay, what was Texas Chainsaw 3D all about?
Texas Chainsaw or Texas Chainsaw 3D?
3D.
No, because it doesn't.
I know, but I mean that's how they market it.
Right.
So we're gonna go with
but
that.
it's not a massacre. There's
no
massacre.
massacre. No, not in the least.
Not.
And it's really accurate.
I guess it's true. It's just as much of a massacre.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
It is about a girl who inherits her house, and with that inheritance comes Leatherface.
Yeah. Which is a deal when you think about it.
If she'd read the fucking letter,
I know, what an asshole, right? All you had to do is show him your tits and, he'd have been fine.
Right.
From the get-go.
Yes.
Don't touch these ones. You know?
But now...
I don't know.
Hold on.
Okay, well, why don't we finish the...
Right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
Again, I need to reiterate, we did the spoiler alert, guys. We're gonna fucking... It's all off.
We're gonna... So hijinks ensue, yada yada.
Right.
That's what happens. And then Leatherface is a good guy. That's how it ends.
Pretty much.
And what's Next. Oh, did you? I was gonna say, have you ever seen this before? But we don't have to ask that.
We don't have to ask that.
Because obviously
it's new.
we haven't.
Yeah, just came out only about a week ago.
I watched this yesterday.
Yeah, I watched it about a week ago.
In a theater with nobody else.
Because word got round.
Yeah. But I didn't hate it. I really didn't. I know that face. I know. You quit the podcast. That's it. You're done. Bye bye. Thanks for coming. You gonna climb out the window? Because you can't go out this way. No, I don't hate it. To me, don't give me that fucking mug. To me, it felt like the same. It felt very similar to the remake. It just kind of had that same vibe. I dug it. It was fun. I like this movie, I think.
Jay.
You didn't like it?
You're an asshole.
I know. You know what's really nice, though, about being alone in the theater? I could take notes on my phone while I was watching.
Yeah. I do the same where I look around if the theater's empty, and I'm like, come on, nobody. And then what I've sometimes done is if it is a light enough crowd, I'll move back.
Right,
You know what I mean?
matter,
This way I
right.
just be like, all right, interesting. But, where to start?
To the other movie.
You liked it?
I did.
Okay. I have to say, I enjoyed watching it. I'll give you that.
Sure.
But I enjoy watching a lot of bad movies.
Okay.
This movie's pretty bad.
This movie's bad, but it was fun.
But it's so bad.
No.
In a lot of ways. In a lot of, like, blaringly bad ways.
All right. So, hold on. Before we dive into this,
Sure.
let me ask, did
Please.
you watch this one first or the other one?
I watched this one for the podcast.
Yes.
I watched this one first and then watched
Me too.
Texas Chainsaw.
But chronologically, this movie is a direct
Texas
sequel.
Chainsaw 3D is a like direct.
Right.
It's almost a fan sequel.
Yeah, and to be honest, there were certain things that I saw and made notes about
Okay.
that made me mad until I saw them in the original, because it's been so long since I saw it. Like the dead armadillo.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is this dead armadillo?
Oh,
It's
no, it's
nothing.
great.
But I was like, oh, isn't that
That's
cute?
when the movie starts.
And the door slam is in it, and the baby is found amongst all the cars at the beginning of the movie. So like there was just lots of things linking it to the original, which I like.
Yeah. Now we need to point out that this obviously erases the other sequels.
Well, right.
It totally just erases Tobe Hooper's Chainsaw 2.
Sure.
And 3 Leatherface
Not
returns.
the first
and
time that's happened.
Matthew McConaughey versus Leatherface
Superman did the
and
same thing.
all that kind of stuff. Superman. So this does like just completely wipes the slate clean for Leatherface. So right, exactly. My biggest problem with it, not my biggest problem with it. The first thing that became glaringly obvious was the inconsistency in the timeline.
But see, there's only one point where it's really bad.
No. Really bad, yes.
Is the cell phone.
The cell phone. The iPhone.
Yes.
Very specifically.
FaceTime.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Because
we should say, so the movie starts out in 1973. Okay? 73. The movie was made in 74, takes place in 73.
Okay.
So it starts off in 1973 with, the day after the events of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And all of a sudden,
so basically, the girl who escapes at the end of Texas Chainsaw
has gone and gotten police and told the story.
And they're all coming to lynch.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all coming. Yeah, exactly. They're all coming to get him. First, it starts with the sheriff, who's like, "Oh, those crazy Sawyers. I'm gonna talk to them and be like, listen."
They almost fucking came around.
Ridiculous.
Oh, because they wouldn't give up their kid.
Ridiculous.
Right.
Well, here's the thing too, though. Like the thing is, like, what are all these other hillbillies doing here?
For a house of 3 people, 4
like
people.
all of a sudden, it's like an entire family of Sawyers.
Maybe they called them over because they were like, "Hey,
I guess
kid got
so,
away.
but like,
come on over."
I guess so, but it's like it kind of kills the whole thing.
But they're terrified in the first text, in the original. I don't know how to fucking say it. In the massacre, that one of the people got away. Like, there's a moment where either the hitchhiker or the brother, the father, whatever, says, "Hey, nobody got away, right? You're sure?"
Right?
Like,
yeah.
So they could have this fear, and they could have brought in more people.
I guess, but it waters it down so much.
I don't think so.
To have this big clan, and they're all like just normal like hillbilly types.
Sure.
They don't seem like the type who'd be like, "Whoa, look at it's just weird. Like, look at this nice skeleton chair. I'll sit here."
Right.
Although we do get the Gunnar Hansen cameo, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah, he's the hillbilly in the window when the cops first roll up.
No way.
He's in there.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
And in fact, John Dugan came back as Grandpa, and he's sitting there and he's very active for a guy that in the other movie was just kind of
Right.
like practically a corpse. You thought he was a corpse when you first saw him.
Absolutely.
But that was cool seeing him, I'll say that.
Sure.
And they actually got, I forget the guy's name, but he's in the Texas Chainsaw 2, and he came back and played Drayton Sawyer for this one.
Okay.
So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But then they kill them all. And,
Yes.
yeah. So like that's in 73, right?
Yes.
My problem is now we flash forward what is supposed to be 20 years.
Correct.
So it should be 1993, 1994, something like that.
Yeah.
1993, really,
Mhm.
right? And we've got iPhones, and we've got fashion styles from 2012, and we've got rap
fashion
music.
styles, whatever.
No,
That doesn't bother me.
that didn't look anything like something that was made in 1993. That looked like something that was made in 2012.
I mean, but I guess
Clothes choices and things like that.
Here's the issue that
Music choices. The whole
Sure.
movie is loud rap music.
You think so?
Yeah, it's like hip hop and rap,
No.
and not 1993 style.
There's a fun "fuck you" country song.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Fuck you, country.
But the clothing thing didn't bother me. The iPhone is the biggest thing for me. But
Awful.
But-
So ridiculous.
right, they kind
How
of,
do you overlook that?
they didn't overlook. They just made a decision. They decided we don't give a shit because here's the thing.
Don't give a shit. It's Texas Chainsaw.
But they don't but they know if they didn't make it of the times, kids wouldn't go see it.
And that's a problem. It's such a
Here-
fuck you to
See,
the
what they
fans.
really should have done is they really should have made it like the granddaughter of
Right,
of
that
her.
would have worked.
and then had the mother die off really early, and
Sure.
and then let the granddaughter run around.
That would have worked.
And then it could have been the identical movie almost, but
So-
it,
right,
but
yeah,
it would have been
but-
contemporary.
And that's just it. And that was just bugging me out the whole movie.
Right.
Where I was like, when does this take fucking place?
Right.
Because these girls
never
are in
say the
their like
year.
early 20s.
They never say 1973.
No, they don't. But still, I mean, we know this story. And they don't
Right.
say 1973, but they show you footage from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They have the characters the
But
same.
what if this is from? I guess it can't be from the remake.
No, it can't be from the remake.
Okay.
Different characters.
Right.
The remake's almost a reboot. Because when you consider it, the characters are all renamed except for Leatherface.
Are they?
Yeah, and
Okay.
even his name is different. His like real name.
Oh, it's not Jed.
Yeah, he's not like Jeb or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck he is in this. He's like Thomas
Oh.
or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it doesn't work with that timeline either.
All right. I guess. That doesn't really. I like the Polaroid
Bug
sound.
the hell out of me.
The camera sound. The flash.
Oh
sound.
yeah, well you
Fun.
can't get away with that.
Right.
That would drive people nuts if you didn't do that. That was kind of cool.
I have to say, did you watch this in 3D or was it not? 3D?
I did watch this in 3D, and
I-
that's its one redeeming factor.
See, I didn't watch it in 3D.
Oh really?
But I would have been really mad if I did.
You think so?
Because it was cheesy 3D.
Yes.
It was, and I hate cheesy 3D.
Here's the thing. This is a movie that was. I'm joking. This is a movie that was made to be in 3D,
Yeah.
and I kind of think that if you were to say to me like, okay, we're gonna make a movie in 3D. If you were to say this to me before the 3D craze, because you have to understand, I hate 3D. I'm not a fan of 3D movies
Okay.
at all. When given the choice, I will see it in 2D rather than 3D.
Sure.
With this one, I went and saw it in 3D.
Wow.
I forget why. I think it was the only one available at the moment.
Okay.
I wanted to see it opening day, that kind of thing. So I went and I saw it, and if you had said to me, 10 years ago, before 3D got crazy, what's a good movie to put in 3D? Texas Chainsaw would have been up there, because of all the ridiculous stuff you could do with it.
See,
And I mean, the best moment they have is when she, for whatever reason, hides in a coffin. But Leatherface gets on top of it, and he saws through it,
See, but-
and you've got that saw just going... That was
So
fun.
mad.
That was fun.
The reason
3D should be
See,
cheesy like
no.
that. It shouldn't be
The
like,
reason-
it shouldn't be like Avatar, where it's like, we're going to add depth to the
right, but
screen
that's what
and shit.
I don't want.
I don't want
like the yo-yo gag.
No, I do.
No, see,
If
I
it's
don't.
3D, that
I
works
don't
for
want
me.
that. So
Yeah.
but it was like
Otherwise,
seven,
why do 3D?
There were
Because
like
I don't need depth.
But there were 7 different occasions.
Throw an axe at me or whatever,
No, I don't want
something.
that. Fuck that.
Fish flying everywhere. The popcorn is in your face in 3D.
Can we talk about the characters of this movie?
No.
All right. I guess.
Yeah, the crazy schnoodles disagree. All right. That's my dogs that you're hearing in the background. Those are the crazy schnoodles. Leave them out there. No, they're fine. Don't worry about them.
I just lost my fucking train of thought.
Characters.
So you would put that thing on Twitter.
I
Huffington
found
Post
a
article,
yes.
and
It was a
and he
review.
talked about how all the characters are assholes.
Yeah.
I disagree.
What?
The main character is not an asshole. Everybody else is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Boy Scout, quote unquote, who steals stuff. The
Right.
Cowboy.
That's the other thing. Okay, go ahead.
And then the two that sleep with each other, like behind her back, are fucked up.
Right.
He's like, he almost had a redeeming moment where was Trey Songz his fucking name?
Yeah.
He almost had a redeeming quality where he was like, I don't want to do it again. And then she's like, how about some tequila? And he's like, all right.
But it's out in the barn. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Roll in the hay.
Yeah.
roll
What the
in
hell?
the hay. And so, yes, they're assholes.
Yeah.
But she's really not an asshole.
She's not until the end.
What does she do at the end that makes her an asshole? Get her, cuz. Get
yes.
her, cuz.
Oh, do your thing, cuz.
Yeah.
Oh, awful. Oh,
I didn't
never say that again.
That was fun.
No, it was not. No.
Why?
Because it fucking wasn't. No.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, that was so bad.
But she was. But what at the end makes her an asshole? She's never really an asshole.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Like
right.
I was on her side the whole movie. No, the whole movie. I never was like, oh boy, I feel bad for him. But let me ask you a question.
She hit in the coffin, and she trips What's with this chicken? Like this chick has no like coordination, like eye-foot coordination. She just every time she like takes a few steps, she like falls.
Right. Fell on the
classic,
stairs.
it's like the classic shitty horror crap.
Yeah, but I don't think I ever hated her. But everybody else kind of was an asshole.
Yes.
But let me.
And then you've got like the sheriff who like at the end they chop up the three guys, and he's like, well, I guess they had it coming.
Yeah, well, it's all in the good book or whatever.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Well,
this whole movie he's been like Mr. Law and Order, and now he's gonna turn a blind eye to the kid with a chainsaw.
But this guy was gonna kill the girl, so he kind of was like, fuck her. You know, whatever. Like this wasn't he the mayor or something?
Right, yeah.
So he didn't like him. He was a douchebag, and he said, Leatherface.
Yeah, but in the end, the cop is just going to be like, all right, Leatherface, you go free this time because you killed the people I don't like.
Well, see,
like,
that's what was weird, is they just said, okay, you can go, Leatherface.
Yeah.
Go back to your house, everything's
bullshit.
fine. That was a little weird.
Bullshit.
A little weird.
It was bullshit.
Well, let me ask a question. So at the beginning, not the beginning, but once they first get to Leatherface's house, where he's being stored, the lawyer is there.
Right.
And he's like, here's your stuff, I'm going to leave.
Yes.
Would he have explained things to her if she was alone? Because he was very surprised to see that there were people
there. Maybe, I don't know.
Because he really was just like, oh, and I just wonder if Leatherface is only trained to not kill.
See, that's the other weird thing, is the number of people that know about Leatherface.
That's pretty good.
And that are cool with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, cool.
Like, he was obviously.
Right.
The lawyer obviously was.
But he was a good friend of her grandmother, or whatever it was.
Played by Marilyn Burns.
Yes.
From the original.
Sally.
But it's just weird the number of people that are like, well, they've got this boy in the basement that likes to chop people up. But it's a crazy world we live in.
But it's just him and her. Is there anybody else in the world that knows?
Well, I mean, the sheriff thinks he's dead.
Right. Everybody else thinks he's dead.
All right,
the baby was never found.
I guess that's true.
Oh, that's not right.
Well, the baby never existed.
Right.
Never mind.
And so I forgot what I was going to say with all that. But yeah, so it just, to me, it felt like he kind of dropped the ball. He should have said,
"Drop the ball."
Yeah, read the letter, stupid.
Yeah.
He was like,
right now, sit in my car and read this letter.
Would you pick up a hitchhiker ever?
No.
Ever?
No.
Do you know anybody who's ever
picked up a hitchhiker? It made sense in the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't think it did.
Yes, it did.
Why?
Because it's a different time. It's a completely different time.
Okay.
You're coming right out of the 60s. It's 1973. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You've got this hippie thing dying down. And they even
say... He looked fucked up.
But they even say, like...
This guy at least was like... the quote-unquote handsome-looking guy, come on in!
And the way they did it was a little bit better, where he's, like, stuck in the rain, and he's like,
exactly.
I'll give you $50, that kind of thing.
Right.
With the original, though, what's great is they see the guy, and it's just after they smell the slaughterhouse. Which I was in California once.
Yeah.
We went to see a concert in the middle of the desert.
Okay.
Right? And on the drive back, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. My dad is driving. I fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I wake up choking on nothing. I'm just coughing. I wake up from coughing. And my whole family, my dad, my brother, and my sister, are all, like, reacting to the stench. We were driving through, like, cattle land.
Really?
And I don't know whether it could have been a slaughterhouse for all I know.
Like manure?
But it could have also just been manure.
Right.
The air was, like, thick. With, like, you just choked on it. It was terrible. So, like, to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like, I know exactly why they react that way. Because it just hits you. And that's when they see him, and they're like, he says, he'll asphyxiate out there. Because it's hot, It's nasty. So they do it out of like total kindness.
So, but it's the same idea, I guess. In this,
I guess so too. They cleaned up a little bit, but I have a problem with that too. Like this movie just recycles. Like it doesn't do anything new. It just recycles all the gags from the original classic.
I think there's a bit of recycling, but I think it's
no.
more homaging than recycling.
No. Not in a sequel. If this were a remake, maybe. But like, do something new. Come up with some new shit.
It's a 40-year later sequel.
So what? It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No,
it's a
again,
classic.
if you
it's a
look
horror classic.
I'm gonna use Superman again. Superman Returns.
Fuck Superman. Superman sucks.
But I'm just saying. But it's the same point.
I'm not a monster.
Oh, that sucks. But it's the same point where you have to do certain things to link them together.
Sure, but you don't need to use the same exact. You don't need the hitchhiker. You don't need to do the girl in the fridge. You know, like
that was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
But you want to know why it was awesome? Because I hadn't seen it in so long, I didn't know what was going to be in there.
Well, then they showed it to you in the beginning. They show that scene in the opening credits.
I didn't catch it.
That was part of the montage from the original movie in the opening credits.
It was fine. I love that scene where she pops up and he shoots her in the head. That was great. You tell me that wasn't fun? Did you expect him to shoot her in the head?
No, I didn't.
Well, yeah.
But I knew she was going to come out of it.
I didn't. I didn't know it was going to be in there.
I don't know. It was too remember the original? Show me the original then. I'd rather watch the original.
Was it really good, vicious kills?
What?
Like the kills were they were vicious. They were over the top. I like that.
They were. I guess.
Oh my God! You're not gonna give this movie any credit, are you?
See, here's the thing. I enjoyed watching it, but I enjoy watching bad movies. I enjoyed laughing at this.
This is on par to all the cheesy horror that is out nowadays.
And that's my I don't know. I guess because it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's what gives it a problem. That's what makes me have a problem with it. You know what I mean? It's that kind of a deal. I'm not going to say I didn't have fun watching it, because I did. I spent...
Watching the guy get cut in half?
I don't want my money back.
And at least he fucking used the chainsaw a bunch.
Sure, absolutely. Except at the carnival, when there's fucking people everywhere, and he can't hit one of them.
All he cared about was her, which was weird.
Right.
That was weird.
I would have loved to see a couple of little kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
because it would have been way better if, people weren't afraid of him, and they were like, oh, this is part of the show.
Right. I thought for sure that's what was going to happen, which is, I guess that's a flag in and of itself, is that, I thought that's where it was going to go.
And it did do
but I think I would have preferred if it went that way.
I think the Ferris wheel was cooler.
I would have loved for the little guy that comes out of the fun house.
Yes.
For him to run up to him and just be like, "Bow!" and just chop him down.
Because they were playing the same character.
Right.
Let's have fun with each other.
Right.
And they didn't do that at all. I agree. That was kind of frustrating. But
you're running from a guy with a chainsaw. Do you get on the Ferris wheel?
Well, where else do you go?
Keep going. Just go. Just keep going.
Merry-go-rounds, you keep whipping past it.
But the Ferris wheel, there's only one outcome to this. You know what I mean?
But it gave her the time she needed.
Because she got lucky.
Right.
And then I love that he just takes a chainsaw. He's like, fuck it!
And he whips it.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
The hell with this! And just runs off. That was pretty good. But I think ultimately the biggest problem I have with this movie.
Okay.
Ultimately, the movie continues, and we find out that she has a birthmark.
Sure.
That is like the family birthmark.
It's not. It was the S that they wear burned into her chest.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they never. That's like a new thing.
Well,
it was on the
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is new.
Yeah. He does that to the van in the original. The hitchhiker does that.
Yeah. Is that what
he's cut and he does a thing on the van, and it's similar.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah,
I thought it was
similar.
It looked like a pterodactyl to me.
Yeah, well, because they stop and they examine it.
Right.
You know, they're like, "What's this on the van? He's going to come back for us."
You know.
Yeah. But in this one, she's got the mark, and Leatherface. She's got her shirt open because the movie wants to frustrate us, I guess.
Yes.
If you're going to go that far.
Well, no, the movie. Right. There was no nipple.
No.
But the movie had to make it so that he could see the mark.
Sure, right, absolutely. But
right, she should just take the shirt
off. Magic shirt
that was glued to her.
It really was, because she's being thrown around, and this shirt is staying just perfectly. I can demonstrate this.
Yes.
Because mine are perky. But this shirt is magically staying in perfect position to not reveal anything. And at this point, I'm in the middle of a bad cheesy horror movie. Reward me with something, people.
There were no kids.
Nothing.
Even the other chicks killed.
It's almost like they were going for a PG-13, and then they just couldn't.
But there's so much fucking blood.
Right.
Well, that's
It was really weird. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Because there comes a point where you start to expect it. And
Right.
it's almost like, and by not just going the rest of the way, it detracts somehow.
Sure.
But Leatherface sees the thing, and now he's on her side because he realizes she's family. And all of a sudden, Leatherface is a good guy.
Correct.
And that drove me up the wall.
I thought it was fun.
You're an asshole.
Why?
You're an asshole then. Because Leatherface, no, it's Leatherface.
But
It's Leatherface.
I understand that. But the way that
You shouldn't feel bad for Leatherface.
No, you shouldn't. But Leatherface, the way they explained it to me worked. This idea of family. The whole fucking first movie is about family and interconnect. And he's so submissive to those people. So this girl is his family. He goes, ooh, I'll do whatever you want. It fits perfectly with his character. It makes perfect sense.
I'm mad now because you can be Leatherface for Halloween, couldn't you?
Sure.
Can you be Leatherface for Halloween?
I'll think about it.
You got it. You have to.
We'll figure it out.
Come on. All right. So ultimately, we're never going to agree on this.
No.
I enjoyed watching the movie. I had fun going out and watching this movie. Was it a good movie? No.
The only thing that kind of frustrated me is that, like, at the end, she was like, all right, I'll stay here. And I guess I'll just clean up all the blood on the floor.
I know.
It's fine.
Well, I better get
I'll
to
throw
work.
these fingers out. Excuse
My
me.
friends. Yeah, let me get rid of my friends here.
Yeah.
You know?
That was weird. But you have to think about it. She has never really had family. Like, her
Right.
parents were douchebags. We saw that.
Right.
And then and then they were like, whatever, fuck you. And the father's basically like, I wish I never grabbed you. That was
Yeah,
shitty.
I know.
So she has direct relatives now.
Right.
And he's fucked
She
up.
knows where she came from.
Right.
And while it's not desirable,
Sure,
once
but
she
it's who
realized,
she
you
is.
know, right, exactly. She's like, I'm a Sawyer.
Right.
Which, I guess.
And in her mind, if she doesn't do this, who's going to take care of him?
Right.
Poor Leatherface.
Poor, sad Leatherface.
To me, it fits. It works. It really does.
I
I know.
of all the times for you to suddenly turn on the appreciation for shit,
This is
you
the
choose this one.
because it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun. I enjoy.
Right.
I agree. It was. It served its purpose. It killed 2 hours.
Right.
I had popcorn
This
and
is
soda.
not a good movie. I'm gonna say
Okay.
it. It's not
No.
good, but it's a fun watch.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And
I don't-
there are glaring errors. Sure.
Glaring.
Right.
Glare. And I love the I love this cop that's like, chainsaw, don't stop a bullet, do
Right.
it. You know, and he's like, I'm going in. And the
Yeah.
other guy's like, you go in there and you kill something.
Yeah.
I don't want you coming out there without something dead.
Right.
And he goes in there and he's got the gun out and the FaceTime over here.
Stupid.
And like for 20 minutes he's wandering around
Yes.
the bottom of this house. Why aren't we just sending more cops?
Right.
What the hell's
Well,
going
the other
on?
guy said, "Stand down. Let's wait. Let's figure this out."
Well, like, send someone over there. We
know.
gotta apprehend this dude with the chainsaw, right?
And they don't.
Nothing.
I also didn't like the deputy's twist. I don't think I like that. To me, was kind of stupid.
The deputies.
The mayor's son.
Oh,
was
but
like,
I saw that coming a
Right.
mile away.
He was too.
As soon as the mayor said hi to him in the beginning,
Oh, really?
I was
See,
like,
I
"Is this
didn't-
deputy bothering you?" Right away, I was like, "Family." Right away, I was like, "That's his kid.
Fascinating.
He's a bad guy."
I knew that he wasn't going to take her to the right place. I didn't realize.
Right? Yeah, they drive right past the
Right.
bar. She's just in the window,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I mean, there are glaring, giant fucking holes you could drive a truck through.
If she was that baby, she should be 40.
But nonetheless, this is a fun watch with some cool
I'll give you
gore, some fun action.
I'll give you that.
Plus, I mean,
This
anytime
is-
you get a little Leatherface is a good time.
Yes,
Let me
but
ask you
there's
another
a
question.
there's
Why
a
the
certain glory to
Hold on.
Leatherface that
He cuts off the guy's face,
yeah.
assuming that he's going to make a mask, but he doesn't, right? He just saves it for later.
No, he puts it on.
Does he put it on?
He puts it on and sews it to his face.
But see, that's the thing. It looks old already when he does it. Like it
Well,
looks like it's been.
I'll bet you that if you were to take somebody's face off, I'll bet you if you were to take somebody's face off, it would it wouldn't look perfect either.
No, but it looked leathery,
Like gray, like leather.
leathery. It looked like
Yeah.
Leatherface's face. But why does he
Oh.
sew it to his face?
Stay on.
I feel like that was a scene that was added after the fact. Like, he just made me
Probably just done to freak you out.
Well,
Really.
but like,
There's a little more gore.
I guess right to see how fucked up he is. Yeah, shoving it through his face.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like anybody ever wants to take the mask off.
No.
It's not like he's
gonna
Batman.
need to run
It was like,
around.
who is he?
No. But he's gonna need to run around a lot and stuff.
I
And
guess, right. Well, it's also during the big fight at the end. Like, it
Sure.
doesn't just fly off.
Right. I think it was just done for effect. They're like, what if he sews it to his face? That'd be wild. Whoa.
He also has like makeup and shit. Like, they don't really talk about that much.
No, but that's because in the first one, he's wearing a face that's all makeup.
Right, he does. Right, okay.
Yeah.
I like that he put the tie back on.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got.
All right. You want to do a little AA?
Well, there's none. It just came out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hasn't won shit yet. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Then I guess we'll just skip straight to the Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, we don't do trivia?
We do Rotten Tomatoes before trivia every time.
Oh, we do. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I thought we were...
Fuck. So, Texas Chainsaw 3D. What do you think, as of right now, the audience thinks of Texas Chainsaw 3D?
Oh, it's bad. 50.
53.
Right.
They're close. So you undercut them a little bit. What do you think the critics, the tomatometer?
24.
19%. Wow. This is very rotten, according to Rotten Tomatoes, with whom we are not affiliated.
We would love to be.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Okay. I have some trivia.
It'd be stunning, astounding, impressive. It might be magnificent, beautiful, terrific, remarkable, fucking boss. It might be exceptional to be associated with such a prestigious organization as the good folks at Rotten Tomatoes. Jay, you got trivia?
I do. Just two pieces. One of them you said already. Sure. Marilyn Bird comes back and plays Verna for like 2 minutes.
Yes. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, it was fun.
Kind of cool.
But I didn't know it was her till I was told.
I had an inkling. When I saw her, I was like, this is somebody from the original, and I looked it up, and I was like, I thought so.
And originally, this was supposed to be a part of a trilogy that they were going to put together for another Texas Chainsaw trilogy. But they were going to do it in a really unique way, which I think would have been kind of fun.
Okay.
They were going to have a first part, second part, and a third part.
Okay.
But this one was going to be part 2. And then they were going to go back.
So they're going to
like, it was all going to take place in a hospital. And then the first one was going to show you how they got to the hospital. Oh. And then the third one would be the closing of the other two.
Cool.
It's kind of fun.
But
neat. It's not that.
Not going to happen.
They were afraid. Well, no, it's not. They decided to do that because it was too ambitious since the last Texas Chainsaw, the beginning, which was bad.
Oh.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Didn't do well at all.
Awful. I saw that in theaters, too. That hurt.
I don't think I might have. And I regretted every moment of it.
Yeah.
But that's all the trivia I had.
All right. I got one more piece of trivia for the original.
Okay.
That I just thought of.
Sure.
The house from the original movie still exists.
But not in the same place.
Not the same place. It was moved, and it is now a successful restaurant.
Yes, I heard that.
Isn't that great?
That is fun.
I got road trip.
Right? You just got to go and be like...
Go there. I'll have a steak right here. Give me a steak. Put a face on it. just
you cut a face out and put on the grill so it's all leathery. What if they did that?
Oh,
what if they just
that'd be like the Leatherface special or something?
Yes.
Yeah, where it's like they just cut out
and
a smile
fork
on
with
it.
a little chainsaw you use to cut the meat with?
Oh, come on. You make a killing. Make a killing.
All right. You want to do lists?
Lists. Are you all set for that? Because I haven't chosen a spot yet.
I am, yes.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, shit. That's the wrong one. It's lower on my list than the last one is because I would probably
hope so. I
would watch the first one before this one, but it's not a lot lower. It is number 137. It is just after Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and just above Rat Race. I would rather watch this over Rat Race. Yeah, I said it. I went there.
I'm gonna put this. You bastard. The rewatchability, really. I would rewatch this.
Fuck yes, you would, because it's not that bad.
I would. No, it is. It's just it's
fun.
It just hurts.
So much fun.
I'd probably rewatch it. I just wouldn't tell anybody. Except for the world.
Look, if it was on HBO, I'd leave it on for a little while.
Maybe. I don't know. This movie was
You know what really made me mad? This movie, they're all so fucking pretty. Every person in this movie.
That bothers me in every movie,
but this movie in particular, there wasn't even like the kind
even
of unattractive friend.
When they're in the supermarket where they only hire supermodels, and like she's a butcher in the background, which is that's cute. Yeah. And then she comes out, and the friend is like the friend from Lost. Comes out.
Yes.
Is like, hey, I got hey, me too. And then there's the other one who's like, hey, I got big boobs too, and I'll be on register. Like we can't get anybody that's normal in this. The deputy is a cute. The pretty boy hitchhiker. Yes. Trey Songs with a Z.
It wasn't even like someone was like the kind of unattractive friend. The one you can kind of attach yourself with.
The Shelley of the group or whatever.
Right. You can be like, oh, all right, they're kind of the fugly one. I'm okay with
that.
But nothing. So that made me mad.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. I'm going to put this... It's better than that. It's better than that. It's better than that.
Look at how high it goes.
I know.
Climbing the
All right. Here we go. You ready?
Go ahead.
This sucks. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put Texas Chainsaw 3D at number 171.
What the fuck?
It's coming in just before All the Way. It's kicking Jingle All the Way back to 172, and coming at and just after Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go, Texas Chainsaw 3D, which
I gotta rework this list.
I know.
It's a mess. I keep saying it'll happen eventually. Check it out in theaters, though. You know, I again, be aware if you do go to check it out in the movies, like, I don't know, sneak
I
in
feel
or
like they should have
something.
listened.
Sneak
Or
in.
they shouldn't have listened.
I guess that's true, too. Yeah.
Good. You wanna? We're done.
Yeah, hey, should we talk about this, like, contest type thingy thing?
Shit, yes.
It's not really a contest.
Well, it's a gift.
It's a gift to our
Correct.
listeners. We just finished our 200th episode and whatnot. We're kind of moving forward.
Our
and
100th episode?
100th episode, 2
What do you-
years, excuse me.
We're
2
not
years.
quite 2 years.
No. We're almost at 2 years.
Correct.
In like a few more weeks. Like 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But we've surpassed 100 episodes. We're testing out this YouTube thing.
Right.
You know, it's kind of
venturing into the world of exciting video.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and entice our listeners to write into us a little more often.
Correct.
We do get lots of emails that have suggestions, which are pretty cool, and we use a bunch of them, pretty much all of them. Like, pretty much,
If you send us a list, we'll use
at least one, exactly. We've got some that write to us more than once, and it's like, all right, well, we can do one, and then we got to fit on two, and that kind of.
Plus
So,
we got movies also.
exactly. So just to entice you guys to write to us, we're gonna start giving things away.
Yes.
Now, this might sound exciting, but chill for a minute.
It's not.
Because let me explain something to you. I recently went through a whole bunch of old stuff of mine and found, like, bags upon bags of, like, my childhood.
Oh.
Like, action figures and stuff like that, you know? Stuff from when I was a
G.I.
kid.
Joe?
That kind of shit. No G.I. Joe specifically.
Oh.
It's far geekier than that.
Oh.
So, Movieciders, if you write into us, and if we use one of your suggestions for a pairing
Starting
for
from
a
this
show,
point.
starting right now, send us your mailing address too. I'll contact you obviously, and I'll be like, "Hey, you get a gift." I'm gonna start giving away pieces of my childhood.
No, I think they should have to contact us. If they hear, like, it makes them have to listen. So, like, if they send us a request and we use their show, if they email us or whatever their address, we'll mail.
All right. Okay. So if we use your request,
Yes.
okay. So you're giving them a little bit extra work. Got to work for it.
Yeah.
This is my childhood here we're talking about. God damn it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Right.
All right. So if you want these badass gifts, okay, they're not amazing.
And
they're
we'll
badass.
sign them.
And we will sign them.
Sure.
Whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
But, like, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that we've got here, you could get maybe a Qui-Gon action figure.
Ooh.
Missing a lightsaber.
Oh.
You never know. But he can hold something else. I don't know. So there's
A
that.
toothpick, he can hold a toothpick.
He could hold a
He
toothpick.
could be a toothpick dispenser.
Oh, it's perfect. So you could get something like that. Or you never know. You might get like the Chief O'Brien doll.
Oh, he's huge.
Right? Compared to, so you never know what you might get.
Oh boy.
There are micro machines in there. There's all sorts of stuff. You might get the hang on, hold on 2 seconds.
Oh boy.
Keep them busy. Talk.
I'm talking. You might get all kinds of fun stuff. Perhaps something like
There is the Hoth landscape minus any kind of figures or working parts.
Would you make it that too?
But you might get that.
Oh boy.
You never know.
It's like Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
Every time.
And we would autograph it right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So just start writing to us. You're gonna want these staggering, mind-blowing gifts. The crazy schnoodles agree.
So that means for our next week's movie,
Yeah.
they would get, if they whoever said, I forgot the name of the person.
Is next week a request?
Yeah, we're doing Boondock Saints
Oh, via Facebook.
and Dead Man's Shoes.
Look at that. So you're going to want to, I forgot the guy's name, but he's on Facebook. You're going to want to email us, dude, and get us your mailing address.
We'll send you.
And we'll
Something
send you
awesome.
something really fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
We
Do
have a website.
website?
It is massmovieside.com. We have an email. It's massmovieside@gmail.com. There's questions, comments, concerns, pairings, snide remarks. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, and YouTube, and Stitcher.
YouTube!
Just search Mass Movieside.
Ah!
You don't want to put .com underneath that? Beautiful. If you like shirts, we got shirts. Just search merchandise or click the merchandise bar on the side of our website. And like I said, next week we're doing Boondock Saints and Dead Man's Shoes.
Sweet. Very good. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, Mass Movie Site. If you want to listen to something else, if you are a Troll 2 fan, you're going to want to roll on over to Mass Movie Site UK this week, because they got some really cool Troll 2 happenings going on.
Way better than our YouTube.
Oh, awesome. So huge. So hugely awesome. So check them out.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, watching, etc.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. I was going to say watching.